Chapter 7. The situation, spokesman Dawn told the directors in the tribunal hall some minutes later, is then this. There has been nothing haphazard about the Mars convicts' plan to coerce us into accepting their terms. Considering the probable quality of the type of minds which developed both the star drive and the extraordinary philosophy we have encountered today, that could be taken for granted from the start. We cannot kill their emissary here or subject him to serious pain or injury, since we would pay a completely disproportionate penalty in doing it. However, that doesn't mean that we should surrender to the Mars convicts. In fact, for all their cleverness, they appear to be acting out of something very close to desperation. They have gained no essential advantage through their trick, and we must assume they made the mistake of underestimating us. This gentleman they have sent to Earth has been given thorough physical examinations. They show him to be in excellent health. He is also younger by many years than most of us. So he will be confined to quarters where he will be comfortable and provided with whatever he wishes, but where he will not be provided with any way of doing harm to himself. And then, I believe, we can simply forget about him. He will receive the best of attention, including medical care. Under such circumstances, we can expect his natural lifespan to exceed our own. Meanwhile, we shall continue our program of developing our own star drive. As the Mars convicts themselves foresee, we'll gain it eventually and will then be more than a match for them. Until then, the defense fields around Earth will remain closed. No ship will leave Earth and no ship will be admitted to it. And in the long run, we will win. The spokesman paused, added, "If there are no other suggestions, this man will now be conducted to the hospital of the machine, where he is to be detained for the remainder of his days." Across the hall from Menacee, a figure arose deliberately in one of the boxes. A heavy voice said, "Spokesman Dawn, I very definitely do have a suggestion." Dawn looked over, nodded warily. "Go ahead, Director Squires." Menacee grimaced in distaste. He had no liking for Squires, a harsh, arrogant man notorious for his relentless persecution of any director or officer who, in Squires' opinion, had become slack in his duties to the machine. But he had a large following in the upper echelons, and his word carried weight. Squires folded his arms and said unhurriedly, as if savouring each word, "As you pointed out, Spokesman Dawn, we cannot hurt the person of this prisoner. His immediate accomplices also remain beyond our reach at present. However, our hands are not, as you seem to imply, so completely tied that we cannot strike back at these rascals at once. There are camps on Earth filled with people of the same political stripe, potential supporters of the Mars convicts who would be in fullest sympathy with their goals if they learned of them. I suggest that these people serve now as an object lesson to show the Mars convicts the full measure of our determination to submit to no threats of force. Let this prisoner and let the other convicts who doubtless are lurking in nearby space beyond Earth's defense fields know that for every day their obscene threat against the high officers of the machine continues, hundreds of malcontents who would welcome them to Earth will be painfully executed. Let them be an example." Pain doubled Menacee abruptly over the table before him. A savage, compressing pain, very different from the fiery touch of the nerve stimulators which held him immobile, unable to cry out or draw breath. It relaxed almost as instantaneously as it had come on. Menacee slumped back in his chair, shaken and choking, fighting down bitter nausea. His eyes refocused painfully on Rainbolt, grave-faced but on his feet in the prisoner's area. "You will find," Rainbolt was saying, "that Director Squires is dead. And so, I'm very much afraid, is every other member of the upper echelons whose heart was in no better condition than his. This was a demonstration I had not intended to give you, But since it has been given, it should serve as a reminder that while it is true we could not force you directly to do as we wish, there are things we are resolved not to tolerate. Oyeda was whispering shakily near Menacee. He controls his body to the extent that he was able to bring on a heart attack in himself and project it to all of us. He counted on his own superb physical condition to pull him through it unharmed. That is why he didn't seem frightened when the administrator threatened him with a gun. Even if the spokesman hadn't acted, that gun never would have been fired. Menacee, no precautions we could take will stop that monster from killing us all whenever he finally chooses, simply by committing suicide through an act of will. Spokesman Dawn's voice seemed to answer Oyeda. Director Squires, Dawn's voice said, still thinned by pain but oddly triumphant, became a victim of his own pointless vindictiveness. It was a mistake which, I am certain, no member of the machine will care to repeat. Otherwise, this incident has merely served to confirm that the Mars convicts operate under definite limitations. They could kill us but can't afford to do it. If they are to thrive in space, they need Earth and Earth resources. They are aware that if the machine's leadership dies, Earth will lapse into utter anarchy and turn its tremendous weapons upon itself. The Mars convicts could gain nothing from a ruined and depopulated planet. Therefore, the situation as it stands remains a draw. We shall devote every effort to turn it into a victory for us. The agreement we come to eventually with the Mars convicts will be on our terms, and there is essentially nothing they or this man, with all his powers, can do to prevent it.